Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Indie in the Evenings. My name is John.
My name's Lawrence.
We are back for the first show of Semester 2. Welcome to 2016, Lawrence.
And welcome to you too. How are you doing this year so far?
Good. I mean, I just smashed my phone screen again, so that's great. It won't unlock, so that's fun. But other than that, yeah, it's been good.
What number cracked phone screen is this now, John?
Probably 6th, maybe, for the same model of 2 years. So April. Anyway, moving away from my phone because nobody gives a shit about that.
No, true.
How have you been? What have you? Good Christmas? Good New Year's?
Yeah,
Get up to much?
No, not much really. You?
Yeah, Christmas is alright. Spent it with the family, you know, standard stuff. Went to Edinburgh to New Year's with Tamsin. That was good. Saw James and Annie, who are probably listening at this very moment. So shout out to you guys. Thank you for having me.
I'll be impressed if anybody's listening because I've realised unless you've done it very
we haven't actually
secretly,
plugged the show, Lawrence, have we?
I was about to say, I've completely forgotten to plug the show.
We're
like we ordered Domino's, not usually midway through the show, but prior to the show, and the Domino's has basically taken.
Yeah, I mean we got the Domino's down, but not the social media plugging of the show. But
so
anyway,
if you are listening,
congratulations,
well done, because it means that you can act independently from us.
We are slightly rusty, as you can probably tell, but yeah we've got some good tunes for you.
We're gonna have a music-heavy show because
to mask our unpreparedness.
We've prepared the basics. You're gonna hear the famous Universally Challenge, and we're gonna have our Urban Dictionary round back.
Yeah,
so you got those two features to look forward to.
New year,
next
new me.
Week,
so hopefully University Challenge will actually go well this time.
Next week with promise of new material, I would say. We're going to do
maybe some
a yik-yak game, which we'll explain next week as well, but just a brief kind of
little tease
description.
There.
Yeah, we're going to do a yik-yak game. By the time we start the show, we both have to do a yak.
Yep.
And it'll be basically the kill public decide who thought our yak deserved the better.
Yeah, so whoever has the most upvotes by the end of the show will win.
Yeah, and then after we've worked out, first before we tell the results, we try to work out whose yak is whose. So we try and guess what we both said.
Yep.
And then it'll be quite a hopefully amusing thing, or it'll be completely dead after one show, and we'll never touch it again.
We'll never talk about it again.
It's Schrodinger's cat at the moment with that game, so
Schrodinger's yak.
Yes, Schrodinger.
Yeah,
yeah, well done. Right, so
we're gonna launch
let's get some music
into some music. Just quickly before we do that, though, we are filming the show this semester.
Yes,
we were a bit shit with it last semester,
we were.
So this time all shows are going to be recorded. Subject to
barring any
whether I leave the cameras at home or be a general idiot. So
which is the main problem.
You can catch some of our previous year's shows back when we were Not Much Sex, A Bit of Drugs and Summer Rock and Roll. Jesus Christ, that was a long title. Glad we ditched that.
God.
So you can watch some of our older stuff there if you're interested on how our progression of radio has come. I mean, not that far, to be honest. We changed the name and that's about it.
Yeah, that's basically the only thing that's developed.
So yeah, if you go to www.youtube.com and then just search Q Radio Kiel, you can find it on there. We'll be posting links to it on our page, so if you like that, if you haven't liked that, you should definitely do that.
Yeah.
You should go to so it's facebook.com/Indie in the Evenings. Give us a like. We may update social media if we remember to do it and not just order Domino's.
Yeah.
So any information, YouTube, etc., it'll all be on there. So yeah. So if you miss the show or want to see our beautiful faces that smile and wave at the camera, hello. That's great for all the audio listeners. Yeah. You can go on there. So we are going to launch straight into some music. I'm going to play "Giving Up" by New City Kings, a band that haven't actually released anything since 2014. They've released an EP, but that's about it. So whether or not they're still active or not, I don't actually know. But the music is good, and we are also going to play Mountain at My Gates by Foals. I got the F from Foals and M. Yeah. Anyway.
So, what is it?
Mountain at My
by
Gates
Foals.
by Foals.
Okay.
Christ. It's gonna be a long. It's gonna be a long 2 hours.
I don't know why, but it would just seem like a different song if it was fountained by moles. But then again,
we're
going
gonna
to be a band called Moles.
So we're going
check
to
it out.
kickstart this show with "Giving Up" by New City Kings. Hope you enjoy.
If it turns out there's a song called "Fountained
Shush.
by Moles,"
I'm fading you out now, Lawrence. Shush. And that was "Giving Up" by New City Kings, "Mountain at My Gates" by Foals, and "Don't Mind Me" by Walking on Cars. New band that I just discovered, Walking on Cars, as well as New City Kings. Their debut album came out a couple of weeks ago. It's actually really good, so you should check them out. Irish-fronted rock band, pretty sick.
Yeah.
Big fan.
We, prior to this show starting, we went to a lecture in our spare time.
We did. We actually went to a lecture outside of...
And actively chose to take part in it in terms of we didn't feel obliged because it was in timetable. It was properly like intrigue, and it was organised by, I don't really want to try to say what his career is. It's narco-psychopharmacologist or something like that.
So we had a guest lecture from David Nutt, who was a
scientific advisor to the previous political party, where I think it was Labour.
Yeah, it was the Blair/Gordon Labour, Gordon Brown Labour government, and he was fired for saying that ecstasy is less harmful for you than riding a horse,
statistically speaking.
Yeah, so it's actually a really interesting lecture on like the political stigma against drugs and the fact that they're not actually as dangerous as you think they are. And that alcohol and tobacco were actually the most harmful drugs, whereas stuff like ecstasy actually
and cannabis and
statistically a lot.
And actually,
fewer people die from those drugs than anything else, really.
I've had to read one of his books, which he kind of advertised in his lecture for my dissertation. So I've read many of the stuff that he covered in there, but it's always a bit different when you're hearing it from the source itself as opposed to just reading in the library. But he poses very interesting questions and kind of opens my eyes a bit on a few things that unfortunately I do feel like I'm never going to be in the power to be able to do anything about it. I feel like we're probably going to be living under the same regime for a long while to come.
Yeah, well, you never know.
You never know. True.
Yeah, so it's part of a series of lectures that Keele University are putting on now. It's part of the Grand Challenges lecture, which program that Keele, as I said, program that Keele are doing from the Institute of Liberal Arts and Sciences. The next one is on surveillance, I think, so that'll be interesting.
Is it surveillance? I thought it was like urbanization and city planning or something like that.
Somehow I got surveillance out of that.
I don't know. It could encompass it. Who knows, John? You may be right. You're just going to have to go and find out yourself. So
yeah, I'm sure Keele will be advertising those fairly soon. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hardly. I don't even know where I'm going with that. But yeah, speaking of advertising, Cube has got some probably arguably more interesting things than surveillance / city planning. Yeah. We have Breakout, our own little franchise that we've been putting on in
Cube
the
Breakout Presents or something like that at KLSU.
Yep. So the next one is on the 15th of February. It is Angels and Demons themed for Valentine's Day.
At lockdown.
£1 drinks. £1 drinks.
Plus possibly some certain drinks that maybe Cube have managed to get on sale, but I'm not entirely sure yet. I'll have to get back to you on that.
So possibly Cube favoured drinks.
Yeah.
Whatever Cube takes off. Sweat and despair probably.
And obviously we're going to have a social.
Yep.
Breakout's themed.
Yep.
So why not go? Just why not?
Yeah, so dress up as the inner angel or demon, depending on
what
where
are you going to dress up as, John?
Or
are you going to dress up?
I'm probably, maybe, yeah, I suppose, probably.
You're not going to dress up.
No, probably not. I'll be like an undercover devil or something. I don't know. Just me in my own clothes, basically, because I can't be bothered. But everybody else should dress up, though.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. So yeah, Breakout, 15th of February. Get down there. £1 drinks. It's the usual DMK / versus Indietronic Soundclash night. So if you enjoyed those, the past few we've been putting on, make sure you head down to the SU on the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Tickets are on sale now on the Keele SU website. Get on there.
Yes, indeedy.
Do it.
How have you got anything exciting coming up? Because I definitely have something exciting coming up.
Go on, you lead with that.
I'm going to see. You've already seen them quite recently. But
I have.
With station manager Alex and previous secretary of Cube Jack Saunders, your housemates.
Big up.
We are going to go to Manchester on the 11th, I believe, and I should probably know that. I think it's the 11th, and watch Tame Impala, who I haven't seen for 2 years.
Hype.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, saw them at Lollapalooza and they were sick. So you guys are going to have a good time.
I can't wait to see them at their own gig.
Yeah, we're seeing Foles in February as well. So I'm excited for that.
It's a week afterwards. So
yeah, that's in Birmingham.
I was mistaken the other day because I thought Foles. I read it somewhere. It was like 2 days afterwards. So Jack was potentially going to Tame Impala in Manchester, Slipknot in Birmingham the next day, and then Foles in Birmingham again.
That wouldn't surprise me, knowing him.
No, he does go to a lot of them now. He went to churches recently, which I'm quite envious about. But yeah, you're going to Foles with Everything, who I've put in the playlist later on.
Yep.
So actually, using that nice little segue of what we're going to talk about.
Cheeky.
So I would like Jonathan Peel to put Mind Mischief by Tame Impala.
Yep.
Because that's probably one of the songs I'm looking forward to most.
Uh-huh.
And then can we have Regret by Everything?
You can indeed. So this is Mind Mischief by Tame Impala. Lawrence is very hyped.
Favourite band at the moment?
Favourite band, you'd say?
Definitely.
Yeah, so this is Mind Mischief, followed by Regret by Everything. You are listening to Indie in the Evenings. Keep it cube. And that was Mind Mischief by Tame Impala, Regret by Everything, and Wake Me by Bleachers. You are back with Indie in the Evenings. Indie in the Evenings. There, almost got it. Nailed it.
If you say so.
Cube Radio.
Okay.
Professional as ever.
Well, we're going to do one of our features of our Indie in the Evenings show now.
Infamous segment,
yeah. We've had lots of acclaim following this, I'm sure. I don't know who from, but I'm sure there is. We're going to do our University Challenge or Universally Challenge show, which is kind of more of a mix of Mastermind and Universally Challenged. Well, yeah.
Yeah, so basically we have a specialist topic, and we also have 3 general knowledge questions, which are based on our degrees. So mine's History and Geography.
Mine's History and Crime.
And then a music question, because obviously we're on the radio, so we should know something about music.
Yeah.
Not that that's necessarily true.
No.
So this week, Lawrence chose Alan Rickman, the late Alan Rickman.
We both decided to go down this road, because you decided to do Terry Wogan, so I thought it'd be appropriate for me to do one of the recently great deceased of this year. This been very morbid 2016 for the famous anyway, and
David Bowie, Alan Rickman, and most recently Terry Wogan, the radio legend Terry Wogan.
Yeah. So you're doing your specialist subject
as Terry
Wogan. Would you say you know a lot about him?
No.
It's the same for me and Alan Rickman. Unless you ask me questions about some of the films he's in, I am screwed. Yeah, well,
I'm in a similar situation, but I thought it would be a good thing to pay.
Yeah,
so kind of, well, in our own way, pray.
I think now that,
tribute.
As we've talked about tributes, I think later on in the show we should play one David Bowie song.
Yep, absolutely.
It's just to keep it fair between all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so do you want to go first or shall I?
I'll go first.
And shall we do the specialist subject second?
We will do specialist subject second. So we are going to start with general knowledge.
Okay. So your history question, John Peel, is...
Here we go.
Which century is King Arthur rumoured to have lived and fought in? It spans 2 centuries. I'll give you a mark for
spans 2 centuries. Okay.
Well, it's in like crosses.
Right. Well, I'm going to go with it's obviously medieval. Yeah. Well, it is, isn't it?
Maybe not.
Is it early modern?
No,
definitely not. I don't think so. So it's medieval.
Well,
by default.
What kind of time period do you think medieval is?
I'm going to say 7th and 8th century.
Oof, No.
What
Fifth
was
and
it?
sixth.
Fifth and sixth. Damn. There we go.
There's like a detailed bit about whether he was a genuine figure or not, and they do reckon most recent historical thought is that he was a real person.
Okay.
But his actual exploits have obviously been fabricated because they were wrote in the 11th century.
You know, fairy tales and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you're not going to get too much historical accuracy if you're writing over half a millennia later on after the person.
No.
Even with modern technology, we've struggled to do that.
So 5th and 6th century, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So your second question, which is your geography question,
Let's do it.
is... Now listen to the question carefully.
Okay.
So you're going to probably think of an answer in your head, and then suddenly, because I've warned you about it, you're probably not going to choose it.
Okay.
Geography question.
Hit me.
What is the biggest mountain in the world?
Well, the obvious answer would be Mount Everest.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not that.
I'll give you half a mark
biggest mountain
if you know
in the world.
which area of land it is.
I'm just throwing this out. Kilimanjaro.
No.
No.
The biggest mountain is called Mauna Kea in Hawaii.
How the fuck was I meant to get that? Okay.
Because if I use the term biggest instead of highest,
Right.
because most of its landmass is
It's
underwater.
below sea level. Yeah.
And it is about 2,000 meters bigger than
Everest.
Mount Everest, which is pretty sizable.
That's
Actually, it might be a bit less than that. I feel like
difference.
I've made... Yeah, I think it's probably a bit less than that, but it's a noticeable difference in that actual height they
It's
put
bigger.
together. Yeah. Okay, then.
Bigger is always better.
Mentioning David Bowie, however you pronounce it later on.
Yep.
To the nearest, I will say 15 million.
Christ.
How many records do you reckon he sold
How
in
many
his lifetime?
So the nearest 15 million. How many records did David Bowie sell? Fuck. Say 150. 130 million.
Either one would have been fine. It's 140 million.
140 million. That is impressive.
Yeah.
I got one. I got a point.
You got a point for that one. Okay then. We'll do my general knowledge bit, and then we'll play some music.
Yep.
So hit me.
Right then, Lawrence, for your history question. When was Keele University founded?
The exact year.
I'll give you to the nearest 5.
1964.
Wrong.
Damn.
It was 1949, and it was founded.
What? Damn.
Yeah, 1949, and it was founded, according to Wikipedia, as the University College of North Staffordshire was its original name.
Fair
Fun
enough.
fact.
Okay then.
So, interesting that you chose a David Bowie question for your music question,
'cause
because I also went down that route as well.
Yes.
What is the name of David Bowie's first album?
Oh, cock. I have no idea.
You're going to kick yourself.
I
when you
am,
hear
because
this.
I literally can't think of album names right now.
Just have a guess.
Oh, God. Oh, this is annoying me. No, just tell me.
No idea.
No.
It was a self-titled album, so it's
Oh,
David Bowie.
No, wouldn't have ever got it.
According to Wikipedia, again.
And no, that's annoying.
And finally, for your criminology question. Again, I always struggle trying to find questions for criminology.
Yeah.
To the nearest million, how many crimes were committed in the UK in 2015? I'll give you a clue, as you haven't got any points yet. It's less than 10 million.
To the nearest million.
To the nearest million, how many crimes were committed in the
It's
UK
less than 10.
in 2015? And it's less than 10 million.
I'm going to say 5 million.
Oh, yes, nice one. It was 4.3.
Nice.
4.3 million.
We
So
are
that's
level on points.
level on
John.
points for general knowledge. We are
Level on
both
points.
at 1 out of 3.
Right.
Still not that impressive, but there we
No.
go.
It
So before we launch
early day.
into our
Second
specialist topics, obviously yours is Alan Rickman, mine is
Terry Wogan.
Terry Wogan. That bodes well. I don't even remember what my specialist subject was. So we are going to play some Twin Atlantic. We're going to play The Lion, and we're going to play Rivers by Frank Turner. Anything you want to play, Lawrence?
Can I play Wide Open by the Chemical Brothers?
We
please?
can indeed. So we're going to start that round of music off with Lion by Twin Atlantic. You are listening to Indie in the Evenings. Hope you enjoy. And that was Rivers by Frank Turner. We also had Lion by Twin Atlantic and Wide Open by the Chemical Brothers.
Sound. Halfway through our show.
Yep, our mark's just gone.
Quiz.
Halfway through University Challenge. The score is currently 1-1 after general knowledge.
Tense. Everybody's on the edge of their seats back at home, I'm sure.
On the edge
Squeaky
of my seat
bum
right
time for me and John.
Squeaky bum time. That's was that you I was talking to when you explained that phrase?
Yeah, it's a football phrase. Well, then me and our friend Matt, who does history and chronology with me, we had a different kind of football thing. I thought it was when games tie at the end of the match, like 90th minute is level, trying to catch up and get a draw or whatever. People are on their seats, at the edge of their seats, and it's like squeaky bum because when you move into the seats on stadium chairs, sometimes it leaves a squeak.
That would make sense.
So that was squeaky bum time.
Squeaky bum time.
Or, as Matt said, it was when you get so nervous that you start farting. So either one works, to be honest, in this case.
I don't think I've ever farted from nerves before.
I have.
Lawrence Lear, nervous farter.
I can't go into it right now, but I'll tell you after the show.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Right. Universally challenged. We are moving on to our... What's the word I'm looking for? Specialist
Although
round.
very unspecialist.
We're very special people, it would seem.
I feel like I ran out of specialist topics after about week 2.
Yeah.
And so I've just been like, just do that. Just like,
I've been thinking about something recently. I know everything about that, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make that my specialist topic. So our specialist topics are, for Lawrence...
Alan Rickman.
And for myself, it is the late Terry Wogan.
Okay. As you started last time, you'll start again this time.
Go for it. This is going to
All
be
of
terrible.
the questions are kind of year related, so you've got you've got a little
bit of leeway.
I'm going to give you here.
Thank God for that.
Terry Wogan, or died Sir Terry Wogan.
Yep, Sir Terry Wogan.
In what year, to the nearest 2 years, did he gain his knighthood?
What year to the latest 2 years?
To the nearest 2 years.
Nearest 2 years. That's the word I was looking for. Did Sir Terry Wogan become Sir Terry Wogan? I'm gonna say it's the 21st century, so it's 2000s at some point. That's probably not right, is it? But
I'm not giving anything. I want to win.
Just as a random 2002.
Oh,
He
got it in 2005.
Fuck's sake.
So, unfortunately, no point for you there.
2005, Sir Terry Wogan became Sir Terry Wogan.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay.
Damn it.
He was famous. One of his most famous roles was something he did once every year, and that was Eurovision Song Contest. He used to commentate on it.
He did,
was probably the only good part about it, really, at points when I did watch
Probably, yes.
Probably, yeah. For how many years, to the nearest 5 years,
fuck me,
did he host the United Kingdom coverage for the Eurovision Song Contest?
I'm going to say 15 years.
Wrong.
35
years.
35 years.
Hosting it once in the 1990s, I think.
Yeah.
So for 35 years until fairly recently, when Graham Norton, a fellow Irishman, took over, who's fully on his fourth or fifth year.
I'm just going to throw this out there and say that I don't watch Eurovision.
I've watched it once or
35,
twice.
That's a long time to be doing Eurovision.
Yeah.
I wonder how he could stand it.
If you watched it, he was smashed. Like you could genuinely hear and get more drunk as time went by.
You'd have to, really, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
So it's not going well. Sorry.
Okay, then.
Sorry, Sir Terry.
Yeah. Looking up to the sky as the camera will show you if you watch us on QTV. Plug. On which of the... Okay.
Hit me. Last question.
I won't. This one isn't a year related one.
Okay.
So there's no leeway to be given.
Go on.
He was first of all a radio personality.
Famous for being one of
Yeah. Which radio station was he most prolifically associated with?
Which radio station was he most prolifically?
Yeah, as in he did the
Associated
most of his own shows.
Radio 2.
Yes, that is correct.
Yep.
So
I knew that one.
Yeah. So it's 2 points for you overall. So I need to get 2 out of 3 here to get an outright.
You do
win.
indeed.
So pressure is on.
So, as I mentioned earlier, Lawrence's specialist topic is the late Alan Rickman. Famous for, obviously, Harry Potter,
Dogma.
mainly. Lots.
Dogma, Die Hard.
Yep.
I'm trying to see if any of these are the answers.
None of that. Not based off his. Well, actually, one is based off filmography.
Okay.
But apart from that,
All right. Well, hit me up.
so
Alan Rickman.
bit of a hard one to start with. Where did Alan Rickman train to become an actor?
I would guess it was RADA.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Yep. So that is the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art.
Yeah.
For
That's
those.
the only academy of acting I do know.
Yep.
So
It was in fact
I was
RADA.
lucky there. Yeah.
So this is the filmography based one. What is Alan Rickman's final film role? It's a film that hasn't actually come out yet. It's coming out.
You are very unlucky because it's featured on my Facebook.
Oh really?
Before, whilst the show was going on, I was just going through my Facebook. I do not know the specific name of the film.
Okay.
But it's the second part of the Alice in Wonderland series.
Yep. But do you know the
Don't say that.
specific name of the film?
Oh, come on.
That was the question.
Oh, you. Give me half a mark.
I'm going to give you half a mark for knowing that it's Alice in Wonderland. Yep. So that will give you a clue.
And
The word
the
Alice is in it.
Looking.
Oh, you are so close.
Looking through the glass or something.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a full point for that. It's Alice Through the Looking Glass is Alan Rickman's final film role coming out March. So
that's very unlucky on your part because
nice
I just
one.
happened
So Lawrence has already won.
Yeah. So last one.
Just because I was running out of things to ask. What is Alan Rickman's, his widower's name? So
Widow's name. Don't know.
So his former wife. Well, still current,
Yeah. I don't know what the wife was called. The only woman that I know was strongly associated with him, at least in career-wise, was Emma Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they were.
It's not her, no.
No.
Right, I'm just gonna say it. It's Rima Horton.
Yeah, I was never
Yeah,
gonna get that.
it's just I was running out of things to ask. So Lawrence wins University Challenge, the first one, 3-2.
What? 3-2?
Oh yeah. 3 points. 3 points to 2.
Last semester, if you were listening for the first time, which
Christ,
I doubt you are,
I had hoped you'd forgotten about this.
I'm not going to mention the forfeit you're going to do because it's just too much effort at the moment. But I took a 3-0 lead. I think we did 7 shows in total last semester.
Yep.
And I took a 3-0 lead in the series, and I was like high on confidence. And John
stormed back
as if I was shaky. It was squeaky bum time in the 7th week because
bringing it back.
John managed to claw 3 in a row back, and it seemed like it was Liverpool versus AC Milan 2005 Champions League, and I thought, oh no,
that's a very specific example there.
It's one of the most famous Champions Leagues ever. I have you know, but
fight me.
Yeah, and I managed to. I think I scraped it in the final.
4-3 it was in total. So
yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to do better this year. We'll see. Not off to the greatest of starts, but there you go. So we are going to jump back straight into some music, and after that we are going to have our second feature, which is Urban Dictionary, where we'll explain the feature when we get there. So I'm going to play Thank You by Amber Run. Anything you want to play, Lawrence?
Can I have Living My Life by Deer Hunter, please?
You can indeed. So we're going to start that off with Thank You by Amber Run. You are listening to Indie in the Evenings. Something. And we had a bit of Need You Now by Hot Chip. We also had Breathe Life by Jack Garrett for James, Living My Life by Deer Hunter, and Thank You by Amber Run. many musics there.
I was just looking up on song facts while I was doing that, trying to think of something mildly interesting to do, and this is the best I could come up with.
What have you got, Lawrence?
Amber Run were initially wanting to just be called Amber, but it turns out there was a trans singer-songwriter in Germany called Amber who kicked up a fuss about the shared name, so Amber decided to run away from the problem by just adding run to the name Amber.
Nice.
That's where they get the name.
Fun fact.
I actually think Amber Run sounds better than just Amber. So.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
So, yeah. Now we've got our Urban Dictionary round, which we go on Urban Dictionary, the site, which has loads of funny terms, which usually mean quite dirty things, which mine, all of them are something a bit untoward. I don't know about you, John.
All but one of them is fairly...
Tame. Oh, right.
No, one of them is fairly tame, the other two aren't.
Okay, fair enough.
So if you have delicate ears, I'd recommend you tune out now.
Yeah.
But if not, stay tuned, please.
Do you want to go first or shall I?
I'll go first.
Alright, cool. What is your term?
My first phrase is fecally challenged.
I got this one as well.
You got this one as well?
Yes, and this means you're constipated, basically.
Great. Yeah. That's good. So, obviously, as we're on the same website, this does occasionally happen where we get the same word. So fecally challenged is a person suffering from severe constipation. Yep.
Okay, my turn. Crap trap.
Crap trap. You'll be pleased to hear that I don't have this.
Good.
So
did you read it though?
You can actually play the game properly. No.
Good.
Crap trap, as in
crap, as in another word for feces.
Okay, so is it just another word for a toilet, basically?
You're on the same line, but think more about the trap element of the toilet in terms of if somebody's leaving a crap trap.
Oh, okay, right. So I'm guessing this is when if you do a shit and then close the lid and then don't flush, maybe.
It's on that line. It's doing something. I think the terminology they use was if it's stinky, and the next person falls into a crap trap. But yeah, if you just left a nice log in the toilet, I'm sure that would also be considered a trap. Okay, you'll go.
So my second word is petextrian.
You're really unlucky.
Did you read this one?
Because I was trying to cover for one, so I didn't have to do fecally challenged.
This was the
other
one.
This was the one I was just looking at.
Sake.
Okay, petextrian is... If I was honest about it, somebody said petextrian, I would have said something about textiles or something like that. I think that's what I would have gone for.
Right,
but petextrian actually means what, John?
It means one who texts whilst walking, usually unaware of their surroundings.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's that apparently. So that's a thing.
My next one was Netflix and Jill.
Netflix and Jill.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't read too much in the Jill part. Unless I'm being really stupid, I don't get why it's Jill. But just think what Netflix and chill is and what the opposite would be. Well, I mean,
obviously, Netflix and chill is where... Yeah, we all know what Netflix and chill is.
Yeah.
And then last semester we had Netflix and chill for one, which is where you just do it and where you just watch Netflix and masturbate.
It's another term for Netflix chill.
Is it the same definition?
Yeah. But I think it had the added dimension of the wank for some reason being disappointing. So that's Netflix and Jill.
Okay.
I'm
Netflix and masturbation with Cube Radio.
Yeah.
My final phrase is dick chicken. Nothing to do with chickens necessarily, not the birds. It's not like somebody fucking a chicken. So it's just going that
like
out there.
The term for when someone's a bit of a wimp or
something. Yeah, could be something along those lines.
Dick chicken.
Not a chicken named Richard either, or anything along those lines.
Is there anything linked to the game like chicken, where you?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
That means yes. So, dick chicken. Well, there was two types of chicken games. There was one where you try and cross the road but leave it as late as possible, and that was a stupid game I never participated in myself. And then there's the other one where you usually two guys who claim to be both heterosexual go and try avoid each other by getting close to each other in terms of kissing. So I'm guessing dick chicken is when you get your penises out and you slowly get close to each other, and whoever moves away first.
You are exactly correct, yes.
Cool. That took me a long time to get to it.
So the definition from Urban Dictionary, dick chicken is a game between two guys who pull out their dicks and walk towards each other. Both lose or win if dicks touch, depending on how you, if you, I don't know, maybe I don't know. Yeah, so that's dick chicken, and that was. Have you got one more?
I'm gonna use this one. I literally just grabbed it just so we have the right amount.
Go on then, Lawrence.
I have this quite a lot, you know. Like I look back on something and then you're like, oh God, why did I say that? Or why didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Which I've basically just given away what it is, but
you know.
but it's an interesting thing. Conversational remorse.
Conversational remorse. So it's basically like you just explained.
Yeah. I don't know why.
You
I did
fucking
that.
idiot.
Yeah. I really.
So it's like this. But
so what is
the
it?
Definition.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Yeah. So basically, the feeling you get after leaving a conversation when you think of all the things you should have said, witty, wise, or informative. But I would say twist it around, because there are some cases when I've gone, oh, that would have been smart, or that would have been funny. But most of the time, considering my life, it's, oh, for God's sake, man, why did you say that? Or something like that. The worst one is our friend Taylor was at my house, and she was showing a song.
Yeah.
And I really liked, and I'm going to say it now, I really liked the ending of the song.
Okay.
Which phrases it, which could be misconstrued as, I really liked it when it finished because it was shit. I just said it like that, and then she was left for about longer than I noticed, for about 20 seconds, just like hurt, because in her eyes she was just heard that song was shit. I'm glad it finished. But what I meant was I liked the outro to the song because it was really like cool.
Good song, but I liked it when it was over. You know.
Yeah, so I've been thinking a few times, just like, oh, for God's sake, why couldn't I just think of a better way to say it?
Smooth. So that was Urban Dictionary. You can expect more of that throughout the semester. Hopefully we'll be more prepared and not pick the same phrases, so the game works a bit better.
What we need to do is one of us does it first, and then we say which slide of the site you didn't get to, and then the other one will just choose from there. So
we'll try and improve that. Obviously, you know.
And we'll also plug the show better. And we'll just do everything
Radio
hopefully
remorse,
better.
Right,
It's radio remorse that time.
Should
I think it's time for cheesy, you know.
Yeah, I'm thinking cheesy as well. So,
I've got 3 songs lined up, depending on if we want to play them all. I want to play Share Believe, because that is a major tune. And then I think it's your choice. It's either Enrique Iglesias' Escape or Craig David, who has risen back into the public scene.
It's going to have to be Craig David,
with
I think.
7 days, because it's new stuff. Although cheesy because it's Craig David. No matter what, even if he is quite good right now, it's still Craig David, so it's cheesy. But this is the ultimate cheese song by Craig David, and it's 7 days.
All right, so we're going to play Believe by Cher. Share.
Like chair without the H.
That one. Believe.
Like it has an H in it.
By the person's name, Cher, who I can't pronounce.
Share.
And we're also going to play 7 Days by Craig David. So we're going to take it down a rather cheesy route here on Indie in the evenings. We have half an hour, 20 minutes remaining.
Yeah.
Keep tuned in. So this is Believe by Cher. I don't know why I paused there. I keep doing that. This is Believe by Cher. And that was Cher with Believe. Did I pronounce it right this time? Share. Like
S-H-A-R-E.
Share.
Anyway.
Believe by Cher. Nailed it. And 7 Days by Craig David.
Did you
Absolute classic.
Did you know that Share Believe was the first song to use the vocoder effect, which is basically autotune, in a song?
Oh, really?
And to be number 1, rather.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. and then it was followed by Blue Dabba Dee by Ivor 65 and California Love by Tupac.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Cher, who was 52 at the time when the song was released.
Really?
After 6 years of the song being in production.
6 years?
Yeah, it took 6 years to make that song.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
6 years?
They went through 3 different productions because it initially had a very heavy dancey vibe, then it turned to a rocky vibe, and then they got it to the light dancey thing. And she was 52 at the time that song was released, making her the oldest female artist to have a #1 hit in the UK.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go. That was some song facts for
Nice
you
little...
about Cher.
Nice little share.
Yeah, there you go.
About Cher.
Yeah.
Hey.
So we got 15 minutes.
We have 15 minutes left of the first show of Indie in the Evenings. Thank you very much for listening.
Yeah.
Obviously, we still got 15 minutes, so we're not closing out just yet.
Shall we talk about something like how many... You
What?
worked more or less all the way through your refreshers week.
I
your
did,
final
yeah.
refreshers week, John.
Final refreshers week.
And you went to how many events?
1.
I went also to 1, and I didn't have work. I just couldn't be bothered. And
self-censor there.
yeah, and I don't know why I self-censored myself. I can say it all I want. I couldn't have given a single fuckity-doo-dah about most of the acts, especially we had quite famous Jason Derulo perform in whatever you call those things, quotation mark.
It was a performance, I guess,
Yeah.
in a way.
It was entertaining. It was probably the first time an act was more entertaining for the people who weren't present at the SU than it was for those who were there.
Yeah,
I wonder if that
this Saturday we had, or we were meant to have, Mr. Jason Derulo. You may have recognised some of his songs, such as Wiggle.
Wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Yeah.
Wiggle.
Too many wiggles. That's 6 wiggles now. It's just wiggle,
Oh, okay.
wiggle, wiggle, I think. Anyway.
So that one.
Yeah, and then, I don't know.
And
whatever.
other music that he...
Other great classics.
Classic,
you know those classics.
Classic
We
music.
don't need to mention them, man. The audience know.
Yeah, everybody knows. So basically what we're trying to get at is he turned up, went upstairs, saw the crowd and was like, nah, I'm not performing to this. And then left.
Yep.
20 quid a ticket as well.
Causing a bit of a stir.
So they then had to announce that he wasn't performing and they closed the building.
Yeah. People had paid 20 quid and been there for probably at least 3 hours.
Yep.
And it just gets that... I just burped into the mic, but who cares?
Lovely.
Yeah. I think one of the funniest things was Deputy Station Manager of Cube Radio, our own Irish Aaron Godfrey.
A.K.A. Ron G.
Ron G, to all those grime MCs out there. He tweeted... I think he replied to...
He
Jason
replied
Derulo.
to one of Jason Derulo's tweets, which was basically apologising for the fact that he hadn't turned up.
I'm not sure if it was an apology.
Well, it wasn't really an apology. It was more the fact that he was blaming the venue.
Yeah, he blamed
to the fact that he didn't turn up, rather than saying that he just couldn't be bothered, basically.
Yeah.
So he was trying to pin it on the SU, as quite a lot of people were actually, which was rather unwarranted,
Yeah.
considering it wasn't actually the student union's fault. It was the fact that he didn't want to play, breached his contract. So nothing they could really do about it, to be honest. I mean, they're giving full refunds.
I've got the Twitter conversation up, the main bulk of it between the two giants of the music industry, Ron G
and Jason Derulo.
So Jason Derulo said, sorry clubs misinform people, so from my mouth I don't perform at clubs while on arena tour. If I come to that club right now, it's to turn up with you. And
first of all, utter bollocks, because he was booked on 2 after-party shows because he was performing in Manchester or Manchester or Birmingham. Well, I don't remember which one. He turned up at Tramp, which was the other one in Worcester.
Yeah.
Just stood at the back with a drink, didn't actually sing. Just
Did he not at Worcester?
Nodded. From what I've heard, he
He
didn't actually do anything,
Jesus
and obviously he didn't
Christ.
turn up at the student union at all. Well, he did, and then left.
Yeah.
So utter bollocks. And then Ron G's treat.
Ron
what
G
we got?
replied, at Jason Derulo, your management billed it as you hosting your after-show party, not standing on stage shrinking like a knob. Don't blame clubs. And this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen, ever read from Jason Derulo in reply to Ron G,
Mr. Ron
whose
G.
Twitter handle is unfinished Aaron, so follow him. Shut your bitch ass up. Management don't promote clubs. Just told you what happened and you still at me with fuckery by Tortix. He thought it was okay to just plug his
Yeah,
tour
I thought that was the funniest part of the tweet, was he was still like, just, you know, after this abuse on Twitter, you know, maybe buy some tour tickets as well, you know, maybe I'll turn up.
Yeah.
Or maybe he won't, because he's a gigantic tosser.
Yeah.
So we won't be playing any Jason Derulo to close the show, unfortunately, for all those like one Jason Derulo fans out there. Because
we said we would earlier, and I think we should play some David Bowie to close us off. Yeah, we're going to play a song by David Bowie, and we're also going to play a song by Death Cab for Cutie, which is "I Will Possess Your Heart." It's a very, very good song. It's 8 minutes long, though. I'm not going to play the whole thing, because half of it is just build up. But so we're going to start with that, and then we're going to stick a David Bowie song on. I think I've decided we're going to play Starman. Starman, good shout. And yeah, I don't think we're going to do any more talky segments. So I've been Lawrence. I've been John. Thank you very much for listening to the first show back of Indie in the Evenings. We will be back next week on Tuesday, 9 till 11 p.m. You can catch us on www.cuberadio.com/listen. And make sure you, if you want to listen to us again or watch us, you know, watch us eat our pizza and talk shit. Yeah. As well as listen to this, you can go onto our YouTube page, which is, you just type in Cube Radio Kill on YouTube. You will find us there. This episode will be uploaded in a couple of days' time, along with the rest of them for this semester, providing I don't fuck up in some way. Yeah. So, yeah. So we are going to close with I Will Possess Your Heart by Death Cab for Cutie and Starman by the wonderful and sadly late David Bowie. Thank you very much for listening. We will be back next week. Bye. Bye. Hair out. Thoughts? No comment.